Buongiorno and welcome to Rauta's Italian Take. This one is Malauriu and Lykten creating a split release. Technically speaking, kind of a MCD because the overall length is less than 23 minutes, featuring 6 tracks in total, 3 by each band. Now, while Malauriu is already a little bit older band, more than 10 years in the game, Lykten is very new and as such still in a demo phase, which is very much audible in this particular split. Now, Metal Archive site, what I was checking for review is a little bit outdated when it comes to the lineup. For example, here Lykten says actually more than one member, whereas Metal Archive still sticks to kind of a one-man project, and Malauriu also has more members than just 2 guys, and even drums, for example, is now listed here. Featuring quite a nice CD layout. The actual packaging is pretty simple, no lyric sheets whatsoever, so this is kind of a very, very basic to, basic funding and all that stuff. And here we go. Already skipping to the weird photo phase before this one, a split screen and whatnot. So as you can see here on Metal Archive site, Malauriu features quite a few releases, been in the game for about 10 years. This means mostly singles, EPs, etc. But as you can see, there are a couple of full albums as well. But being always pretty goddamn active band, I mean lots of smaller releases and all that stuff. Now, personally, I've been listening to a couple of albums by the band, which I have reviewed thanks to the band sending for those. And I gotta say, they haven't been really touching the gold standard so far. And unfortunately, this split is not going to change that opinion. But that is partially because there's only one track, one real new track with this split from the band itself. And the rest of the tracks are intro, RS Area, which is quite of a nice of an intro, but that is not really, giving anything new to the metal side of the band. And then there is a Devo cover, Mongoloid, which is pretty cool of a cover. Now, to hear the background of it, I mean, I hadn't listened to the original song until this very EP. This song is from the late 70s, and it's a new wave style of music, so technically speaking, kind of a pop music. And as such, it's kind of a funny track and all that stuff, but it's 1970s style of music. So when a black metal band from Italy decides to cover them, and they are, by the way, not the only metal band doing that, the song kind of gets a new life. And this cover song is actually pretty cool and wild. It's not probably the best of what these guys can do, but it's definitely something like Carpathian Forest doing that famous Forest cover by The Cure. And, as such, this is very, very different. Also, Demented Ago did a quite interesting cover of that song. So all I'm saying, all these different versions are quite different from one another. And in my opinion, it's a good thing. So here, Malauriu has one good cover and one good metal song called Goat Metal. Now, Goat Metal isn't exactly the most imaginative song title, but I'll let it slide because it's old school black metal worship. We're talking about the 1980s kind of stuff when it was mixing speed metal, thrash metal, and all those different styles into something that we nowadays call as first wave of black metal. So it's very, very promising, and if only Malauriu had more songs than this one new song on this split, I would say, yeah, they are definitely on their road to something more interesting than previously. But unfortunately, I really can't decide based only one new track, like what's it going to be in the future. So I guess we shall see that. Now, Lykten then again features 2 tracks and an outro. Now, these are not named as intro and outro, but trust me, they are not the metallic tracks. So the focus here is between tracks 1 and 6, meaning like one cover song and then Lykten having 2 own songs, much like Malauriu has 1 song. So roughly half of the material here is something that is worth your money, if that is worth your money in the first place. Now, To go to Lykten's page, then again, you will see that this is a very new project from 2022 and already out by a single EP and split. The split being the one that I'm reviewing here. And this kind of shows already that the band is still very much in a demo phase. That's not disrespect the band, more like pointing out it's for a reason why this doesn't really sound like that, however, progressed, evolved, something more to a full-blown band. What I'm saying here is Lykten's rather rawish, grim black metal is very much like basic, stripped down, bare bone kind of a black metal, which is very, very listenable for the riffs, for the production, for the vocals and all that stuff, but nothing, super memorable is happening here. It's more like a new band trying to figure out which kind of a second wave black metal they're trying to do. And as such, it's like, okay, there is some kind of a promise of something interesting to happen. However, these 2 tracks on this split are nothing special. It's just what it is. Grim and rawish end of black metal. Not the rawest, most extreme stuff, but definitely more on the rawer side than your typical melodic or fast tempo, not to mention atmospheric or symphony kind of black metal. So simple, back to the basics kind of a second wave black metal done just decent ways. Which leads us to the final verdict of the split. I would say Malauriu/Lykten split is a very decent one. It's nothing out of ordinary in the big sense or all that stuff, but I mean it's very, very listenable, nothing really annoys you, but it's kind of missing those, big songs, the ones that really make a big impact. So to pick my favorite song is to pick Goat Metal. So I kind of hope Malauriu would go definitely more into this old school black metal with full blown, because their promo letter explaining the whole things here, like putting 2 Italian black metal bands on the map, and that is done by showing respect to the original old school days of Italian black metal, which is way too often overshadowed by other countries which just had good bands, by numbers and whatever. And often Italian black metal is just kind of like forgotten right there. And I understand it. I don't necessarily like it, but it is what it is. And any given country, any given scene is as good as the bands as whole. So I kind of understand where Malauriu is coming from and what they wish to do. Now, in my opinion, they have all the tools. Make more songs in the vein of goat metal, and Italian black metal will be remembered once again. Now, done with the review, it's your turn to check out the bands. Links will be provided in the description box. You're going to find this release on site as well. So, what are you waiting for? Go listen to some Italian black metal, and I hope you like it. Thanks for watching the review. Should you like it, the video or the channel, subscribe and like. Bye bye.